Hello, everyone. Welcome to Backyard Musings. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Thank you for joining us today. According to Radar Online, Donald Trump may have been targeted in a chemical attack assassination attempt. Is crazy. A string of his MAGA supporters hospitalized with burning eyes and temporary blindness after his recent rally in Tucson, Arizona. And experts now say their injuries may have been the result of being blasted with toxic gas. It's crazy. When I saw this article, I immediately thought of like in Cuba when those diplomats were having these weird disoriented symptoms, probably from sound waves. That's what I thought of. So these people, they were rushed to emergency treatment on September 12th, with victims reporting eye swelling and light sensitivity, with one saying her eyeballs were burning. And there was a picture in the article of this lady with a washcloth over her eyes, and she didn't look very happy. The eye injuries were a mystery, as only those who stood on stage to Trump's right-hand side were hit with symptoms. Crazy.
Sick. Whoever did this is a sick person.
Yeah. And I guess you have to know where the wind's blowing to get in position and release it, you know?
And did they really want to try and hit Trump and they just missed their mark?
Well, the winds, you know.
Yeah, you don't know, so
can't predict them. Maybe there was an angel there swatting his hand to blow the chemicals away from Trump. Who knows?
Or maybe it was just a test run to see, like at an indoor rally or something like that. I don't know. It just
yeah.
I don't know. This is crazy stuff. So experts have since weighed in on what could have triggered the mysterious wave of hospitalizations. Ami Vadada, a clinical spokesman for the American Academy of Ophthalmology.
That's the throat. Yeah.
She said that the description of symptoms appear consistent with irritant to the cornea or the front surface of the eye. Quote, if the event was windy, it's possible dust or other allergens could have come in contact with the eye, causing redness, tearing, and burning. Aerosolized substances can also irritate the eye as well. Flushing the eyes with artificial tear lubricants or irrigating the eyes with an eye wash can help relieve symptoms. Also, removing yourself from the environment and irritants is helpful to prevent further irritation. I'm grateful for her, if it's a her, this person's remedies, but why in the heck did it have to happen? That's just nuts,
Kind of like riot gas. That's what CS riot gas would do this, and produce snot mucus from your nose and irritate your eyes. And then when you touch your eyes, it's worse.
Yeah, I've known people, and maybe you in the military have gone through that kind of training. I've known people that have been pepper sprayed, on purpose, so they know what it feels like if they're ever having to pepper spray somebody. And it wasn't pleasant, So why? I don't know. A sick person obviously had to do this.
Yeah, all troops, even officers during officer basic course, all troops have to go through a prove up with their mask by going into a shack that they've got this irritant, the CS riot, in the shack. You go in, and they have you do some exercises, jumping jacks to prove that, your mask works, and then they say, take it off. And there's people who kind of hesitate, and it gets taken off, and they count to 3, and then they say go, and you're running for the door because you're your eyes are hurting, snot's coming down, you can't breathe, right? Because there's no oxygen. Yeah, so crazy. Other experts have speculated the freak eye blasts, the freak eye irritations were consistent with exposure to blasts of pepper or other chemical sprays. Mentions of the toxins has sparked a flood of theories online. The Tucson rally may have been the target of another assassination attempt on Trump. I don't know that like an irritant like that is going to actually kill Trump, but who knows? A source said these hospitalizations are really mysterious, and theories are erupting all over the web on how they could have been caused by a possible chemical attack, a test for one on Trump. So remember, it was the people to his right that got affected by this gas. So it's obvious there's some shenanigans going on. He's already been the subject of 2 assassination attempts, with his Secret Service protection on the first one a total farce. It was
Yeah.
crazy. Agents need to leave no stone unturned when investigating how rallygoers ended up in the hospital just by sitting behind him at a rally. Yeah, you think that's going to happen? Leaving no stone unturned?
Yeah.
A chemical attack on one of his rallies could be disastrous. Like you said, maybe this was a test.
Yeah. And I mean, how easy would it be to smuggle something like that into a rally like that? I mean, I don't know what their security's like. Are they
They're going
checking?
through detectors, metal detectors, so it'd be kind of, unless it was in a porcelain container.
Yeah. Or I mean, I don't know. My mind doesn't work like that, but obviously some sicko people, they did. So Donald Trump has ruled out a 4th run for the White House if he loses to Vice President Kamala Harris in the 2024 election. The GOP nominee, 78, made it clear that this will be his last presidential campaign during a recent interview with Cheryl Atkinson. The Full Measure host discussed the ex-president's plans for the future if he loses in November, directly asking him, if you're not successful this time, do you see yourself running again in 4 years? He answered, no, I don't. I think that will be it. I don't see that at all. Hopefully we are going to be successful. I hope he's going to be successful as well.
Yeah, I wonder if he's not, if all those charges are going to be dropped and go away, or if they're just going to fall through. I don't know. It's crazy. After Biden dropped out of the race, Trump is now the oldest person to be nominated for president by a major party. Trump's comments came after recent polling showed a surge in support for Vice President Harris. According to a recent NBC News poll, Harris's favorability has increased by 16 points since July. I guess the honeymoon phase is not over. An unprecedented rise for a major party presidential candidate in the poll's 35th history. That's crazy. But I heard Karl Rove say that if these candidates had a large, in previous 2016 2020, had a large margin over Trump at this time, like 7 8 9 points, and Hillary Clinton lost, and then Biden won with that large margin. So it's got to be a larger margin than 3 or 4 points for Harris to win.
Yeah. And you know, who are they polling? I've never had a poll. I've never had anybody call me about a poll. So
No, me
not
neither.
not that I'm somebody that they should be polling, but it's I don't know. I don't start really paying attention to these polls until about the middle of October, and even then, you know, like you just said, they've proven to be way off base. So
Yeah. Man, can you imagine another 4 years with
no,
Kamala Harris that's even more left? It's just it'll be a zoo, be a
yeah,
circus.
yeah, and it's yeah, it would be unreal, surreal. Just I don't even want to think about it. So
I think we'd have to call it the Harris administration of clowns, Harris AOC.
I can, yeah, I can almost envision it not changing from what we have now and even getting more hysterical. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, folks, vote them out. That's
Yeah.
the only solution. Vote them out. And we need to vote in high numbers to overcome the 3 a.m. unverified ballot signatures that they have that voting block. So we need to vote in numbers.
Yeah. You know, I'm thinking about maybe trying to find out how you can volunteer to be a poll watcher.
They're
You know,
doing that in Michigan. Oh, poll watcher?
well, I mean,
Oh,
somebody that goes and you know,
yeah.
just kind of observes and
I guess you got to get with the county election officials and like for the either the Democrat or the Republican side and say, hey, I want to observe. And
yeah, I'm gonna look into that. I would like to maybe see if that's an opportunity that can be checked out, and maybe not in our area. Maybe, you know, travel to another area to do that, but I don't know. we got to do something. It's
You
just
you definitely need some training so that you know what to look for if there's
right.
shenanigans and what's legit. You need some training.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, folks.
So anyway,
Thanks for
take care.
joining us. We'll see you
Have a good day,
tomorrow.
everyone. Thank you. See you tomorrow.